Welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast. It's quite interesting conversation there. All right, I have joining me this morning on the table, Mr. Akin Fatunke, elder statesman, chartered accountant by profession, lead. When it comes to speaking voices that talk about Nigeria across the country and quite a recognized face both within and outside the country when we talk about matters relating to Nigeria. Thank you so much, Mr. Kafatoke, for being here with us this morning. How have you been?
I thank you very much, Tomi Singh. Good morning, Nigerians, and for Nigerians who are not in Nigeria in some other geographical zones, whatever time it is that they are. We still keep on in faith, and despite all the shenanigans that we have surrounding us, we still have good news inside. And so let me be perhaps the first, or maybe some others have done it, and I join them. But let me be the first to say on television in congratulating our delectable hostess of television with great eclat, one that does not have to shout at the rooftops. I talk of no other than our Tomi Singh Adebukola Ojo on her well-deserved, I repeat, well-deserved award by the Impact Makers as being the television presenter for the year.
Thank you.
That has gone on, and I want to thank those people, because this is not something that we buy off the shelf as we find in the other aspects of our geopolitics. Congratulations to Lucy.
Thank you so much.
Please keep it up.
Thank you.
I particularly love the aspects of your community outreach. And you're a ShopRite of sorts. You know what a ShopRite is?
Yes, I know.
You get to the ShopRite, you turn to the left, you can get whatever it is you want. You go to the right, you go up, you go down, rather than being just a side shop. I mean, the Almighty God, who has imbued you with wisdom, who has imbued you with knowledge, continue to make you to be very impactful.
Amen.
I'm not saying this here. I'm also going to be spreading it within my sphere of influence in social media. That's, you have done us proud. You've done the female folk proud.
Thank you.
You've done so many young ladies I see surround you, because you mentor them. And I keep on just wondering, you don't limit it to ladies. You also get young men to be mentored. Congratulations once
Thank
again.
You so
I am
much.
so glad.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, that happened on Saturday, but we kept it hush hush, and I want to say thank you. Thank you for looking out, and because I did send that to you, and I didn't post it directly either. I just put it on my story. It was supposed to be something that would just go away in 24 hours. How you got to see it. Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at some of the stories in the papers this morning. And our first topic, of course, has to do with money in Nigeria's politics. It's right there. Page 6 of the Nation newspaper this morning. And it talks about a PDP delegate who shares a 7 million naira with a community where he comes from. It is said that Mr. Tanko Roshi Sabo from Kaduna State shared part of the cash he got from his party's aspirants. We're talking about the first topic now, money politics in Nigeria, and his community in Sanga local government area, and the former special advisor to the SA on media to the late Kaduna State Governor Yakowa Ruben Buhari, claimed that Sabo showered 7 million naira on the less privileged in his community. He bought jerseys, he paid school fees, he settled hospital bills, he distributed the rest to other support groups across Kaduna State. Whatever is the argument on whether he was right in collecting the money or not, The consolation, according to Ruben Buhari, is that hundreds of the less privileged in his community are smiling today. And for that, he says, well done to Tanko Roshi Sabo. Sabo was among the Kaduna State delegates who represented the state at the PDP convention where Atiku Abubakar was elected president. Let's not ask him who gave him the money. Let's not ask him who exactly gave the money. But the truth is, he was a delegate. He voted for the House of Assembly member, House of Representative member, senatorial, governorship, and presidential. So I want to imagine if everybody gave him money and he spent 7 million on his community. Wow.
Yes, Toby said from the onset, let it be known that I have shouted at the rooftops, within my circle of influence, within my oasis of sanity, to say that clearly what we are practicing in Nigeria is not democracy. It is them all crazy, like Fela.
Them. Oh.
And that when you say them, where are you looking at? Animals in a zoo, animals in human skins, and all that, who have elected to learn nothing and forgotten nothing. I think it's a shame, not just a shame on the whole lot of us, especially the few percent that are pulling the puppets by the strings. We just talked about the delegates in Kaduna, but there are delegates in
Everywhere.
the 36 states on the Federal Capital Territory who, by their action and inaction, so to speak, within the PDP, we're not looking at PDP, we have a greater octopus outside the PDP, of course, we all know that, have decided that the priority is 2023 for an election that is corrupt and designed to fail. Yes, people are praying that it should succeed. I also join in prayers. But realism tells me that the way to Golgotha is not where we are going to get somebody that will provide a cross that will take us to that promised land. Children are crying. Kidnappers are making sway. Our educational system is in comatose. In all SDGs, about 17 of them are showing red. We have a situation where ordinarily our Nehru is blowing the pipe while his Rome, Nigeria, burns. But then Nehru was in Rome. We have our own Nehru jetting out somewhere else.
Oh, yes, he went to sign.
While people are crying and there is a lot of disunity.
Oh, no, but he went to sign some
it's
memorandum
unfortunate
on security and the rest of the matters.
It's unfortunate that the same Nigeria that we have the best of the best corporate that you can get anywhere based on my career path, and up till now, that we are being led by these sets of human beings, is also on social media, because what you are describing also affects the economy. Whether that is right or wrong, that a lot of fake dollars were circulated, whether it's true.
That was also said. Quite a number of people are now beginning to say that
the Naira is not doing very well. The commanding heights, those who need dollars to generate employment and to bring some semblance of peace, even if it is marginal, like economics will say, are yearning. These people not only have continually crashed our foreign exchange management under the tutelage of President Muhammadu Buhari, who I is so obvious and by his own admittance knows next to nothing about running an economy.
So,
and that, again, the PDP that ought to be some kind of control are now same of same. Now see what you have just read out.
but how then would you even have quoted that the PDP would be some measure of control? They were one of the same at the beginning.
They were one of the same at the beginning.
And personal
But you know,
interest was the real reason why they stopped being the same.
You know, human life tells you that sometimes when you fall, you learn some modicum of, put in some modicum of common sense. I
Yes.
know it's difficult for us to see them change overnight. They came, like Buhari came and
Yes.
promised change. They came and said they were sorry to all Nigerians. But that is the extent of the kind of sorry that we have. So we are in a situation where the ding-dong is not auguring well for Nigeria. So that is one. Secondly, it comes into this kind of thing. Listeners will remember Ken Saro-Wiwa
Yes.
and the Ogoni Nine. Is it not part of all the things that we said Shell was doing at one point in time? Look for a few people, give them money, and then they will become the mouthpiece and stuff like that, while the environment got degraded. It's exactly the same policy. Just get a few ones, shut their mouths through corruption, and then use them as avenues of wanting to go to communities, like the gentleman has done to communities. So that one is, Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves, one of the thieves has done something
Mr.
good.
Mr.
The rest, as I hear, are being threatened by known or unknown gunmen. Oh, so you went to collect something, are you going to declare or you're not going to declare? Everything is a jambalaya of confusion, and it's unfortunate. Beyond that,
But I want to show you something before you say
beyond
that.
we are going to see all of them by the dust if Nigeria will arise. And I know Nigeria will arise. It's going to take a lot of pain, a lot of grit,
because there is
more
20
shedding of
million
blood,
voters card yet to be
more
collected.
disappointment. There's no doubt we are practicing nothing other than kleptocracy, plutocracy. The government of the rich, for the rich, and by the rich, who have stolen us blind to do all the things that they are doing.
Mr. Fatiga, I'd like to show you something. A politician yesterday did this. The lawmaker representing Ede North, Ede South, Gbedore in Osun State, did a one-man march, barefoot, in Abuja from the Unity Fountain to the National Assembly, where he addressed the press yesterday. I'd like to show you a little bit of what he did, and let's listen to him as well and figure out if you tell me what you think. Nigerian politicians, I know you used to say some are politicians and some are politicians, and I really need you to tell us exactly what you think about this gesture. He was complaining about the payment of ransom to, for kidnapped victims, and he condemned the fact that the National Assembly, through that bill, of course, encouraged the bill to ban payment of ransom. He also said he wanted President Muhammadu Buhari to pay due attention to getting everyone who is in captivity out of captivity. Please do more to secure the freedom of those who are in captivity. That is the lawmaker, and he did a one-man march yesterday from the Unity Fountain to the National Assembly. Just one man, just a man by himself, just a man by himself, walking by himself, barefoot in Abuja, back to his office, a one-man march. Well, let's listen to him first before I take your comment. I want to listen to him and what he had to say, his reasons for embarking on this project.
I know that Mr. President is a very good Muslim, And the Prophet Muhammad, may the peace of God be upon him, said leaders are shepherds, and that the Almighty Allah will ask about every sheep from the shepherd. Our vice president is a good Christian. He's indeed a pastor. And he has a lot to learn from how David handled a similar situation in the book of 1 Samuel chapter 30. What needs to be done to secure the release of the Kaduna train victims must be done now and today. Too many precious lives have been wasted. Too many innocent individuals have been harmed. And if the situation continues the way it is, the average Nigerian citizen, especially our youthful population who are looking up to us for solutions to the problems of this nation, will continually lose hope in this country. It is to avoid this that I've decided this afternoon, to join my voice to that of other well-meaning citizens of this very great country, to appeal to the president of this country to please, and please, and please, in the name of the Almighty Allah, in the name of the God who created the heaven and earth, to arise and redouble his efforts to secure the release of these kidnapped citizens and other fellow citizens of this country who are in the bushes, in the forest, and in other, other unimaginable places at this hour, whose only hope is that they will have a country that will rise up for them.
Here in Africa, we're full up with phenomenal stories that make you go. Stories like brilliant finish. Stories that make you feel. So rise up and live your stories. With Niger's best shows and much more.
Who the best? It's you.
Get 1 month of DSTV Compact and HD decoder and dish for only 14,900 Naira. And make every story your moment with DSTV Nigeria.
Do you have continuity or association plan for your business?
Has anyone shared the concept of sustainability with you?
What about the need to protect the rights of minority shareholders?
What are those ingredients germane to having effective meetings?
For these and many more, tune into Corporate Governance Platform every Thursday on MITV, your darling station, on DSTV 255 and UHF 43 at 4:30 p.m.
Corporate Governance Platform is your best medium for informative and educative strategies for the practice of the corporate governance profession.
Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN, the hub of governance professionals.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go! Getting free premium television is as easy as 1, 2, free. 1. Make sure you purchase any free-to-air decoder or satellite receiver. If you already have one and any dish, you are good to go. 2. Enter the settings on your decoder or go to our website to learn how. And free. Scroll through and find Premium Free Bouquet. It's that easy. 25 channels with access to 200 more. Free forever. No cost, no subscription, 100% free. Take the next step. 1, 2, free, and just watch. Start watching Premium Free today. Why pay? Just watch.
Welcome back. It is still the bumper breakfast, and of course, we're talking politics. Mr. Fatunke, you listen to that one-man match. It's a lawmaker. What do you think? What do you think? Just about 1 minute.
Yes, what I think is that he has spoken the voice of reason, But I also think that he's poking the voice of the voiceless. He has lauded it. But as is wont with us, in this part of our world, he may as well be speaking to the deaf, the dumb, and the convoluted. I also know, the syndrome whereby your captor, you can beg your captor, please have mercy upon me, and then he will look at it and decide to have mercy. What we have in our country today is that we have, pejoratively speaking, terrorists who are rulers, and so they are going to be very deaf and dumb to such pleas. But we begin to have 1 more, 2, 3, 4, 5. The numbers will continue to increase, and the day of reckoning is nigh. Noah said the same thing in the Holy Book and said, please come on board and let's save. Gamaliel also in the body, voice of reason to people, please listen. But when people refuse to listen, the inevitable
Happens.
will and is bound to happen.
Let's talk
May
about
the Lord bless
President
that
lawmaker.
from Egbedori. And
Egbedore, the north and the south, Egbedore, and there's one other place.
Nigerians and friends of Nigeria who still have their heads properly screwed appreciate what you are doing, and you are going to get more converts onto your side.
All right, let's talk about Buhari's successor. 2023 is coming. Mr. Fatagawa, you love it. It's the 4-page story. It's the banner headline of all the papers this morning. President Muhammadu Buhari, just before leaving for Spain yesterday, said to had a meeting with the governors, and told them, to try to choose someone selfless, acceptable to all Nigerians, a picture that Nigerians would appreciate and accept, as somebody who has the capacity to win elections. Good charge, I must say. People are now saying it will be an anomaly for the president to choose his own successor. He said he's not choosing. But then he spoke to the governors to go align. Don't forget that some of the governors are also part of the people who are vying for this position. So when he met with all the progressive governors led by Atiku Bagudu, we're looking at him saying, even those of you who have bought forms, go and align. You guys should go and think about it. Who can really do it? Who can really put up? Because what's it going to look like for the APC on Monday? June 6th, presidential primaries is supposed to take place. Yes, fantastic. But of course, let's look at exactly what is going to happen, on... is that my governor? Did my governor go?
One word.
Mr. Governor went, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. He did go.
One word. If this that we have seen in past 2 days from Mr. President, and he has his rights to say what he needed to say, albeit needs to be very careful, a bit much more careful. Yes, of course, all over the world, an incumbent should be interested in who succeed him or her.
Especially within the same party, don't you think so?
If this is an indicator of how Nigeria has been run in the past 7 years, clearly, we now know that we've been left to the dogs. First statement. Second statement, the ruling party has shown by the pronouncement of Mr. President and what he now then did to jet out to
for a very important bilateral meeting,
is indicative that
he's going to be back before
the
that
ruling party,
consensus or primaries.
for want of not wanting to be too harsh, is a colossal failure led by the blind, And in the ship are madmen and specialists, like Wole Kaka would put it, all in a jungle, in the crypts, pure and simple. It's obvious that things are now being bent to try and suit this band of misfits, led by, unfortunately, a misfit. And it's
Are you
leading us-
abusing my president?
Oh. Potopoto taro labata, enita silara. Whoever feels that the cap fits. We are in a situation where things are dire and people are laughing themselves hysterically. The country is going down the drain and we say we have a president. It's unfortunate, yes, I recognize that. But if this is an indicator of how Nigeria has been run for the past 7 years,
Let's assume it is not an indicator,
let's
Mr. Fatuke.
wake up to the coffee. This set of people are not interested in democracy.
So-
They do not even believe in the future of this country.
No, but Mr. Fatuke, the Electoral Amendment Act actually shows that the party can come up with the candidate either via direct, indirect, or consensus.
Did PDP not go through that same process? Did we not, one way or the other, agree or disagree, come with somebody?
But they chose the route
Why?
that works for them. They
I
chose a
will-
direct
I
primary.
will tell you-
Let's not talk about how much money was paid.
I will tell you, the date is going to be shifted again to accommodate this band of unruly persons who are dancing macabre dance on the grave of people who are dead, who are dying, and who are scheduled to die. That's the truth. The truth is that we have not been properly led, and Mr. President came out. That's the president of this country, came out and said he does not care. He said it's not his headache. What is his headache is exactly what he's doing, and he's showing us. And if you have a pilot on the plane who, for whatever reason, has not flown you to a good destination, and for whatever reason he's still on the plane, you mean you sit down and you say you fasten your seatbelt just for you to go there? I think it's most unfortunate. It is really, really unfortunate. Even the PDP, who are supposed to be their, their nemesis of sorts, are even sympathizing with them. What is wrong with these people? How can this be Nigeria? How can this be Nigeria where we have what we have, like the senator of the House of Rep person that did that match says, how can we all, whether it's the clergy, whether it's the imams, whether it's the holoi polloi, whether it's the people that are stealing us blind, whether it's the terrorists themselves, will be happy that as we speak today, victims of kidnap are languishing and are about to be killed, and we all are behaving as if everything is fine and okay. That cannot be. Something fundamentally is wrong. Something fundamentally is wrong. And I keep on saying, all this race towards 2023, I do not see a president who is Democrat in the way he is doing things. I hope we are not going to get, it has to be me win and win and win at all costs. I haven't said that.
No, but you've had some of the presidential aspirants come out to say they must win at all costs. Somebody came and said that he would give it all he took, and he won the ticket of his party, despite the fact that when he won the ticket of his party, the next runner-up to him, Governor Nyesom Wike of River State, did come out and say that it was a show-off. He did come out and condemned the exercise itself. He did come out and say the southern governors, on the platform of his party, did not support him. He accused them of quite a number of things. So you're talking about same of same.
Not only
I'm
same.
just wondering.
And not only same.
So what then is our hope as a people?
Oh well, not only same of same, but because we don't have a head. You know, I mean, if the head is rotten, the nails will be feeling a lot of pain.
But Mr. Fatuke, you're talking
point-
about the head of a country when we're talking about the head of the political parties. The political parties are run as separate entities themselves.
We had heads in this country before. We had our fault lines in this country before. Never have we ever seen a situation where we continue to see madmen and specialists. It's worse under this present regime. We are highly divided. We are not organized. Corruption is at high ends, at high levels. We do not even get messages of hope. You know, when you lose somebody, you go to sympathize. We don't even see sympathy. Rather than seeing sympathy, we see that their action and inaction is dovetailed towards more and more pain. To this, it's unfortunate. Again, I pray that I'm wrong. I do not see this democracy taking us anywhere. I do not see 2023. Unfortunately, more people are going to be killed. Unfortunately, I pray I'm wrong. As things are going, we have an elite who are very disinterested. We have a president who has told all of us that he's done his best, and look at the best that we are seeing. Let's wake up and smell the coffee. This is just not right. This is just not Nigeria. Again, like I said, my prayer is that I'm wrong. Mr. President is right. But we'll get there, and I just charge all Nigerians, please, let's all be ready for more gnashing pain. Let's all be ready to watch the back of one another and try our best to retrieve whatever it is that we can retrieve, so that we can then get it back on a success course and restructure this country. We have to restructure this country. This country is not working. This country cannot work under the way that we are going. We all know that. We all know that.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Akin Fatuke, for joining us on the Bumper Breakfast this morning. It's time for us to go on a very short commercial break. When we come back, we're talking to you. And it's about you telling me what you feel about the Okada ban. How are you coping? Are they complying with the directive of the governor? Or are you still struggling a little bit with it?